Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go to YouTube. You've got the link, right? You've got the link, guys. You've got the link. Let's go to YouTube. Pale, let's go to YouTube, Sebatan. I'm already there. I'll see you there. Hello, YouTubers. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm saying goodbye to the people on Instagram because they have to come to YouTube. We don't do live on Instagram anymore. So Instagrammers, bye-bye. We're going to YouTube. See you there. Everyone on YouTube, good afternoon. It's another Sunday, another opportunity to learn, to grow, and become a better person. It's good to see you. You see me wearing glasses, right? I did a laser thing last year so that I don't wear glasses. Then I went for a checkup this year. And when I got to a checkup, they said to me, I've got cataract. And then I did a cataract operation. They removed cataract. But I think something went wrong, right? It's been so bad. I can't see properly. I see blurred. And I've been to my ophthalmologist back and forth. And he said, maybe then he will do tests. So he put lenses on my thing, and none of the lenses are showing me better. Whichever lens he puts, I continue to see a blur. So I am in a very difficult situation because no lens can get me spectacles. So these spectacles, I'm wearing them because they just protect me from the light, which is very disturbing, and also protects me from any breeze that actually disturbs me and makes my eyes extra sensitive. So that's why I'm wearing glasses. And these are not new glasses. I bought these glasses back in 2008. I've been having these were my first glasses. They are bifocal, so only the bottom part is doctored, the top part, because my eye problem wasn't that big. But we are here, and life goes on. If I ever go blind, I'm gonna embrace it. In my view, nothing happens by chance. God will have allowed it to happen, and if God allows it to happen, I'll make it work. Okay, that's my attitude to life. What attitude to life do you have? What attitude to life do you have? My attitude to life is that nothing ever happens against me. It doesn't matter whether it's planned by the biggest haters in the world. God allowed it to happen because he trusted me that I'll make good of it. And that's why it's happening. And here's the thing, God has allowed it to happen because he knows it is in my interest. And so that's how I live life. Think about it as we go on with the session today. How do you live life? What informs the way you live life? I live my life that way, with the idea that nothing ever happens to me that is against me. It is always for me. It's coming for my good. It's coming to make me better. It might be hard at the beginning, but that's exactly what I need because I believe that God has purposed it that way. That's my approach to life. People say to me, oh, you are so strong. Oh, you are so resilient. I understand. In this world, it shows up as being strong. It shows up as being resilient. But in my world and in the spiritual world, God allowed it to happen because God has got a bigger plan. And it's going to work out for good for me. So any challenge that comes, I take it that way. I take it that it's here for me. And that attitude helps because when challenges happen, I don't sit and sleep and cry. I embrace it. Of course, I cry a bit. I do get sad. I'm human. All right? But I after crying, wiping off my tears, I tell myself there's a good reason this is here. And I'm going to be a better person. So my eyes are giving me a problem. Gradually, my eyesight is getting worse and worse. And the ophthalmologist can't do anything. I've done even a brain scan last week. He sent me to the radiologist to do a brain scan. And if I ever become blind, I am going to grab the opportunity of living with blindness. I'm going to call it an opportunity. And I'm going to make the most of it. I'm not going to just sit and complain and cry and never do anything else. Okay, so welcome. You know that this weekend in Cape Town, I'm hosting winners of the all expenses paid trip to Cape Town. It's Nicole, Amma, and Dimpi. Of course, Amma was a runner-up, and his vice chancellor paid for his flight ticket, and I agreed to cater for him whilst he's here, accommodation and all. So he's been with us, and so the three of them have been at my house since Thursday. We collected them to the airport. From the airport, I was landing also on Thursday. It was supposed to be a weekend away, but we gave them a long weekend. They're still here, and they're on the other side of the house, and so they'll be joining me online. Let me just welcome Lindo Kuhle. Thank you so much for your message. Some are controllable, other things aren't. My mantra for what? Fourth words? Yes, take that mantra. Nothing ever happens against you. It's always for you. You always have to look for the silver lining. Okay. Nkopani, good afternoon. Sinelizwi, good afternoon. And everyone else, call your friends, your neighbors, tell them we are here. So the young people that I'm hosting today, they will talk to us. I'll just talk briefly with Nicole, who will tell us how she did the recruitment and how it has been being in Cape Town. Me hosting them. Now they know how strict I am. They know that I don't take nonsense from Abantwana. I'll take care of you, I'll spoil you, but you must use your brain. You must use your brain, you must use your hands, you must be useful in the house. Abantwana must engineer. So we've been treating them nicely, but I've been waking them up if they are sleeping. Okay, so Nicole is joining me. I'm going to open for Nicole, and then after Nicole, we will have Amma, and then we will have Dimpi. Nicole, welcome. Welcome, Nicole. Nicole, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to unmute. Are you there? You have unmuted. Okay, let me try to spotlight you so that everyone can see you properly. There we go. Nicole, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Prof. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I've just told people that you are here in my place at the House of Amani in Cape Town, and I've enjoyed hosting you. And having you young people in the house, it's been great. And I've been telling them that I'm a hard taskmaster. Now you know. But first I want to talk to you. First, I mean, we've congratulated you, and now you're enjoying your prize. But it's not easy to mobilize. And even though the price of the all expenses paid trip was open to the whole country, it is students who are on campus that won it, which is very interesting because what it says, it emphasizes the fact that students are the greatest mobilizer. Students know how to mobilize more than anyone, The guy in Gauteng tried so much, mobilized churches, and he only was number 4 on the list. And you at WUSU were number 1. How did you recruit students to join in the AI Fluency course?
Thank you, Prof. And let me start thanking you for this amazing opportunity and getting time to spend time with you and your family and in your house.
But why is your sound not okay? Why is your sound
even now, Prof?
Yeah, if you're like that, it's fine. Now we can hear it, but it kept disappearing. It doesn't make sense because we are in the same house, albeit the fact that you're on the other side of the house. What's going on?
Is it okay now, Prof?
It's okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof, for the opportunity. Let me go into the question of how did we manage to mobilize students. Myself and Amma, we mobilize students firstly on the social media, the faculty students, as well as have a program.
Nicole, your sound is
Even now,
really, yeah, it keeps disappearing. I don't know because we tested the sound and it was fine. So I don't know what you're doing. So maybe don't move back or anything. Just stand in one place.
fine.
No? Say that again.
Is it fine now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. Myself and Amma, we managed to mobilize students using the student faculty groups, going race to race, door to door in the residences, using social media, and ultimately we had a program whereby we had everybody from staff to students in the auditorium. We got them to register the course. It was when we had invited you to participate campus. And then we had a program whereby we had everybody under one and they got educated up. So those are the methods that we use to mobilize students.
Okay, fantastic. I have to say your sound is not good. I'm very worried. So I don't know whether you should come close to it, or perhaps whilst you're doing that, can and Dimpi find pen. Maybe he can borrow you headphones, and then we can talk through headphones. Maybe Dimpi can hear me wherever he is. He can hear me, right?
Yes,
Is he in the room?
he's gone.
Yeah.
Yes, he's going to find it.
Yeah, he must find pen, and pen will maybe help you with headphones, and then you can connect. Maybe, just maybe it will help. So that because Amma is going to use the same device, and Dimpi is also going to use the same device. So if you connect your headphones, it will probably make better. But people who are online, please be patient. We are in my house in Cape Town. There shouldn't be a problem of sound. I'm on the one side of the house, they are on the other side. It's spacey enough. There's no echo or anything because we are very far apart. And so it shouldn't be a problem. If she was somewhere else, I would think it's their network, but it can't be their network because it is fine here where I am. So it's something about the device. Can you speak and let's hear if it's working?
Hello, God?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. By the way, there are a lot of people who are saying congratulations to Wusu, and indeed congratulations to Wusu. The reason why we have 2 students from Wusu who got this prize, who are enjoying the benefits of this prize, is because Wusu was way more organized. We did more sessions at Wits University, and still we got winners from Wusu, and we got 1 from Wits. At Wits, probably I spoke at 3 different events or 4. But at Wusu, it was 1, and it was very impactful, and it's the work that you and Amma did that helped do this. So congratulations, and everyone, Zinhle Tunzi and Tsikelelo, and they are really congratulating you on the wonderful job, and it's really, really well deserved. You are the best organizer, best recruiter. You went class to class, and you also went to residences to encourage students to attend the event. But I understand that you also, when they attended the event, you actually monitored that they are registering. Did you do that?
Yes, we did, Prof. We did. We monitored that they are registering because they had an attendance register as well. So when you sign your attendance register, also
Your sound is not working. Your sound gets tired. Yeah. Okay, so now I want to just briefly, because I want to let you go so that I speak to Amma about his AI tools. You've been here since Thursday, and you've been with the boys. And I want you to give us a review of the trip. It wasn't your first time in Cape Town. You've been to Cape Town before. And we've been trying to make it worthwhile for you. Can you This person says, please brief on the job Wusu did as well. We'll talk about that. We'll go back to that. But just tell people about the price, because when I announced that I'm going to offer an all expenses paid trip to Cape Town, and we'll treat you to this and that. Some people thought I'm joking. It's not gonna happen. What? So please brief the public as to what's going on, what's been going on since you arrived. Your sound is not working.
Even now?
Now it's working when you say even now. So just stand there. Just keep bending like that.
Yes. Oh, indeed, we did receive the prize, and it was even more than we expected. We expected a weekend away, but our trip started on Thursday. We flew in Thursday to Cape Town, and we are going back tomorrow. So we were told that it's a weekend away. So it's not even a weekend, it's a long weekend. We flew in on Thursday. Then on Thursday, we came back. We met Prof at the airport. We came to a house of Amani. We are children of this house already now. We have been made to feel at home. Then on Friday, we went to the Red Bus tour. Then got to see Cape Town from Camston. How we got to see the entire Cape Town on the Red Bus tour. From there, we went to Waterfront. From Waterfront, we came back. We had supper at Prof's house. Then again, yesterday, we had the past cuisine, the 5-course past cuisine. And Prof also got me to celebrate my birthday yesterday, of which I'm thankful for that. And today we are having, after the session, we are having a fancy dinner here at Prof's house. So the trip was more than we expected. And the days that we've also been staying here have been so wonderful. And we've also learned so much from Prof. We got to see her personally, and we got to see that she's a mother.
And I made you wash the dishes. I made you wash the dishes without saying it, right? We don't have a house worker in this house. So they had to wash dishes. They just didn't cook, but they had to wash dishes, yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, the trip has been so and I forgot to say that yesterday, Prof also took us to the beach. We had a late night beach.
Oh, yes.
And she's active. She's so active. She's even more active than us, the young one. She has been still get back and still on the boat going to where we're supposed to go to. I think she's done that twice and we're still walking through the city. Then today I also forgot to highlight that the guys from the also went to Table Mountain, and they went up Table Mountain, of which I didn't, but hiking not for me, but we got to Table.
Nicole chickened out of the Table Mountain hike this morning. We did it this morning, just like we are now. I'm standing for this session. We have gone up Table Mountain this morning with the boys, but Nicole ducked that one. Yeah, but Nicole, thank you very much for that. I want Amma to come on because I want to talk to Amma about his use of AI. But congratulations to Wusu, and thank you to Professor Songa. Professor Songa is doing amazing work, and it's amazing that even in your organizing as the university brand ambassador, the office of the Vice Chancellor supported you. When we were there, they were present. The staff members from WUSU were present, academics and support staff, students, postgrad and undergrad. The hall was full and no one walked out. But that wasn't the first time they were hearing about AI. They had heard it from you. And of course, the vision of the university puts the use of technology front and center. Thanks to Professor Songa for that. But I'm glad that you were able to join us. Let me welcome Amma.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Nicole. Amma. How are you, Amma?
Good afternoon, Prof. I am fine and you. And thanks for having us.
Very well, very well. People are congratulating WUSU because you guys at WUSU have done exceptionally well in terms of your recruitment. And you also recruited learners in school. Were you doing teaching practice at the time? Or did you go
Yes,
to schools specifically?
yes, I had already started. I went to other schools, as you can see.
Okay, your sound is bad. So I'm going to ask you to come close to the device because I saw when Nicole is close, it works better. So come very close and speak to it. So you had started with your teaching practice.
Yes, Prof. I had already started with my teaching practice, but I did not also recruit. I did not only recruit on my school, but I also did went to other schools that were nearby, and we were only recruiting learners from like grade 10. We'd find maybe a few grade 10s and to grade 12s also. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. But you, Amma, when I spoke to you, you told me that actually you introduced your learners, your school learners, to AI, and you also used it in your teaching. Talk to me about how you introduced learners, high school learners, or senior phase learners to AI.
Yes, Prof. After you ran the AI Fluency course, I got my grade 10 learners, economics learners, to subscribe to the AI Fluency and also register for it and do the AI course. They did it all. And after that, I started, incorporating AI. I wanted them to be prompt engineer and know how to do prompting so that I can be able to use AI and make them be able to incorporate to be able to use it as well and be able to prompt what when I'm teaching them in the class. So I firstly did a survey and asked them which AI tool do they know. They responded. Others said they were at first they were very uncomfortable to speak about it, but they did respond and say ChatGPT. I asked them where do you know it. They said TikTok. I asked which other AI tool do they know? The others responded and said Meta AI. Asked them what do you do with Meta? They said it's only on WhatsApp. They don't do anything with regards to schooling. But I also went deep and they also explained it to me that they are actually using mostly ChatGPT to write their homework. And that's when I started to seeing that these learners are great using AI. Then now they've completed the AI fluency course. They are now a prompt engineer. I can also incorporate my teaching into the incorporate AI alongside with my teaching. What I did then is that in my lessons, if I'm gonna teach about unemployment, I would normally group them into three, and I would name them and say, this group I'm going to name it Gemini, the other group I'm going to name it ChatGPT, and the other group I'm going to name it Meta AI. These apps that they are familiar with. If I'm teaching employment, I'm going to tell this group, you are going to search on your AI tool. You know how to search what is seasonal unemployment. This other group will search what is seasonal unemployment, and the other will search what is other unemployment. And then after they did their research on their AI tools, they will then present their findings to the class. After that, without a written feedback, they will discuss that they found there and then each will present their findings, what they found on those AI tools. And then after that, in terms of assessment, I'll tell them, can they use their AI tools to create any type of unemployment? Use their AI to generate any types of unemployment that can be from the assistance of the AI tool. Because if you can imagine, the books that these learners are prescribed for them to use are outdated. It's conditional. So I wanted them to be more more aware of the things that are happening currently on the country world, so that we can be able to learn and move fast moving the world and also prepare them for the future dominated by technology, including AI.
Wow, that's interesting, Amo, because what you are saying is that the teacher, you started by introducing them to AI, and you introduced them by getting them to do the AI course, the free AI fluency course. Okay, so if there's a teacher who's sitting there, it might be a good idea for them, if they've never talked to their learners about AI, to get them to do the AI fluency course. There are those that are on Google. I've shared with them before on the previous sessions. People can just click and get the link. Get your learners to register, because I suspect, Amma, that in their learning, in that free AI fluency course that's offered by Microsoft and NetCampus, they didn't only get to know about the AI tools, because the course also talks about the ethics of using AI. It teaches them prompt engineering, it teaches them to evaluate what the AI tool gives. So you basically introduce them to this tool, and that's very powerful. And then once you've done that, you then bring it to class, and then you group them. There's a Gemini group, Copilot, what, Claude, Meta, blah, blah. After doing your survey, little survey about, it's interesting, I found, I was in KZN and I get into class and I asked them which AI tools they use. They always mention 3, Meta, Grok, and ChatGPT. Everybody knows ChatGPT. Every school that I go into, the learners know ChatGPT. And then they know Grok, and then they know Meta, because they're on Twitter, and then they're on WhatsApp. So it's interesting, because then you also use those to say, you are this, you are that, find information on this, and then present it. So, and what that does for people who are learning, who are sitting at home, it actually says using AI is not a sin. It's not crime. Because if you are doing that with them as a teacher, they are grade 10s. You are saying, you do your research, you present from different. Did you ever find a situation ever where different AI tools are giving conflicting information? Did it ever happen?
Unfortunately, that never happen.
Okay.
Because the group was using one AI tool. And also the information that they were giving me, because I would verify them,
Yes.
the information, and look at that, because I was not throwing away the textbook. I was also using it, but
Yes.
not much. I was using more of they were using more of the AI tool for practical examples and to get more information.
Okay. And so you as the teacher, you were a verification officer, basically. When they come with information, they know it's consistent with the textbook as well. And so even when they are alone, they can always know that that's the way to check whether what AI is giving them is correct or not. And there was never inconsistent information. That's good to know. And then when you give them homework, did you ever find a situation where they just copied what AI gave them?
Unfortunately, in terms of assessment, because that.
Come close, you are disappearing. You are disappearing. Your sound is disappearing again. Yeah.
Okay, I'll repeat what I said. Prof, I said it at the beginning that, when I did the survey, I asked them, they told me that in their other subjects, they use AI to write their homeworks. So I started shifting ways of me assessing them. I started having the live group presentations.
Yeah.
I started having surveys that are done in classrooms,
Yeah.
tests that are done, presented live with them. So that I shifted my way of assessing students, because I saw that AI, if they would write their homeworks in other subjects, why wouldn't they do it on my subject?
That's great. And there's people are appreciating the fact that you from the AI tool, you got the most recent information on unemployment. The learners got most recent information that's not necessarily in the textbook. So that's also another advantage of using the AI tool. So teachers who are listening to us, I hope they're learning from that. And then there's someone who says that her learners were asking her that 2 weeks ago the learners asked me on how to use AI. So maybe if you're a teacher and you are listening to us, Amma and I talking right now, feel free to get your learners to learn AI. And as I say, it's better do it the way Amma did it. Because if they do a course, a formal course, whether that's a Microsoft course, just go to the Microsoft website and check. Actually, if you go to one of the sessions with Sylvester, you'll see that there are links where I lead you to Microsoft and to Google. Of course, IBM also has got free courses. Huawei has got free courses as well. Just go there, find free AI courses, let the learners do it. Okay. In fact, you can talk to the life orientation teacher to allow them to do the free AI course during life orientation, because maybe it will take a few days. And they do that because it's now a life skill to use AI. Get them to do the AI course, because when they do it, they will learn the pros and the cons, they will learn the ethics, they will learn how to prompt, and so on and so forth. And then that then frees you to use the AI, bring it in like Amma has done in his class, because then Amma has brought in, what Amma brought in is this thing of getting them to work in groups using a different AI tool. You can give them the same question, they ask a different AI tool. You are the Copilot group, you are the Gemini group, you are the Claude group. They do and then they present. Okay, and then they can compare with the textbook. You can even ask them to compare. How does the information differ with the one that the textbook gave you? Okay, so it's an assignment in and of itself, because what it does, it will force them to read the textbook rather than ignore the textbook. If you say to them, the information that the Copilot gave you, how does it compare with the one that the textbook gave you? Then they have to look at what the textbook gives them, and then they have to write a simple report. You can even ask them, which prompts did you give your tool, so that they can share better. So that's very useful. Amma, what other advice can you give to people who are teachers? You are an economics teacher in training. Very soon you'll be a full-time teacher and so on in your life. What advice would you give? I mean, because you are still studying, you have the luxury of being exuberant and experimental and trying new things and so on. And maybe teachers who are out there are saying, I've got exams, I don't want to think about this. What advice can you give the teachers? Come close again. Yeah.
The advice that I would give to other teachers is that they should not be scared by new innovation, because it's what we are preparing these learners for. The future that we are preparing them is dominated by this innovation. Instead, they should incorporate them in their way of teaching. They should adapt these new innovations, and they should make sure that their learners are using them in a manner that is not going to take away their way of learning, that is not going to take away the learning away from them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's very helpful. It's not going to take the learning from the learners. That's very helpful. Amma, thank you very much. Before you go, tell us about your reflections on the weekend so far. You went to Table Mountain this morning, and you went ahead of us. You reached the top before us. Tell us, you won this prize. Nicole has acknowledged your assistance in recruiting at WUSU, and clearly you are recruiting students to register for something that you really believe in, which is AI Fluency. And now you won. Well, thank you to Professor Songa that he decided to fund you as a runner-up. And fortunately, we were able to accommodate you. Give us a review of this, your weekend so far.
Yes, Prof. First of all, ma'am, I would like to thank Professor Songa for this, for funding my ticket. Yes. And also I would like to thank the person who commented on the live when they are announcing the winners that can Amma win. Yes, I would like to thank that person.
Yes.
they played a huge role.
Yes.
And secondly, I would like to thank you for accommodating us. You know, it was my very first time flying, being on a flight. It was my very first
Oh,
time.
is it?
Yes, and also on the
Wow.
airport, one of my one of my one of my crazy scene was on the airport. You know, we took long, we stayed long time there on the airport. We now know every corridor there that is there, and I know I mostly think that the securities know us by names by now because they were keeping on asking us information, and also being also on the house of Amani. You know, what a peaceful house. You know, we meeting you, mom.
Thank
you know,
you.
teaching us. And your ways of teaching, you are not only giving instructions, but you are also walking us through the instructions. But not only that, you know, the vacation, as Nicole has mentioned, the cruise that we went on, but also today I climbed Table Mountain.
You
I
conquered Table Mountain today.
conquered Table Mountain. I was so feared. I was very, very fearful before climbing that mountain. I remember watching TikTok, the comments there, people were saying, I'm never climbing anything after I climbed Table Mountain. So I had that fear. But when I was there, I was just enjoying myself, you know, the views there are amazing, you know. I climbed up there, you know, it was one of the greatest and the top, you know, for me, for me for the whole vacation. Yeah, this was incredible. Kilimanjaro, you are next. You are next.
Yes. Yes, that's
And
the
also
idea.
Tyler, and also Tyler, you got to see Tyler. If you type Instagram, they saw Tyler was dancing. We had Tyler this weekend.
Last night we had karaoke, and Amma sang Tyler's song. Amma was the Tyler of the night. And he not only did he sing, he danced as well. He tried to shake his bum like Tyler, it wasn't working. But tonight we are having dinner. After the dinner, we are going to dance. No karaoke today. We are going to dance after dinner. We've invited a few more young people to join us later today for a dance after having dinner, and it's going to be wonderful. But it's been a great pleasure hosting you. I hope you've made friends with Dimpi, and it's going to be a brotherhood for life. That as you go on, you are both doing education, that as you go on in your careers, you will continue holding each other's hand. From my perspective, I have gained 3 children, 2 sons, and in you and in Piwe, and I know that we'll continue to keep in contact. So thank you very much for participating, for the work that you have done, but also for being the thoughtful teacher that you are, that you thought when this course came, you did what you did, and you ushered learners in as well to benefit from it in an ethical way. And you'll continue to share with other teachers how to do that. Okay. All right. I didn't hear that. Your sound left us.
Prof, I was saying thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Appreciate the movement and appreciate the opportunity. I think it's like
Fantastic. Is Dimpi in the room? Can Dimpi join me? Thank you, Amma. Mr. Gosa, how are you?
Mama, I'm well. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm very, very well, Mr. Gosa. I'm very, very well. Congratulations once again on making this and winning. You heard me, I was saying Wusu showed Vets flames and everybody else. We went to UNISA, we went to VUT, TUT, SMU, DUT, Forte, so many universities. But to Vets, we went like 3 or 4 times. And still, Wusu got the highest votes, got the highest registrations. So, you know, this thing, Wusu has got it. But anyway, you made it. Congratulations. But I want to talk to you about your AI journey. Did you complete the course, Dimpi?
Indeed. I had to complete the course because it was also for me part of the requirements to complete the course so that I can be able to explain to others what this course is all about, what am I learning. I believe that knowing and actually doing the course was going to actually help me to recruit others, actually, of which I believe it did.
No,
It did
absolutely.
a lot.
Absolutely. Now, but it seems you were already using AI. Were you already using some AI tools?
Mostly, like a few of them was actually using them, but the likes of ChatGPT. But ChatGPT was the most one that I was using, and also the paraphrase tool like grammar. But like the minute I tapped into the AI Fluency course, it introduced me to diverse other AI tools, of which when I tried them, I was able to go to compare which one, yes, and also to get better ways of using them and ethical ways of using them.
That's great. So, you talked about you using AI tools in your studies. There are people who are watching us today who are students. And as you know, many academics are very worried about the use of AI. Students use the AI tools to cheat. You give them an assignment, they just give it to ChatGPT and they just submit it. But now they realize that professors are becoming clever. They can see that you use ChatGPT. So once they get ChatGPT or any other co-pilot to produce an assignment, they start rephrasing so that it doesn't sound like co-pilot or whatever. I want to know, I mean, personally, I believe that AI tools can also be useful to students. And I want to know how you use it. You are a postgraduate student at VETS at the moment. How do you use AI? Which AI tools and how do you use it? Give us your first example.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the question. I appreciate a lot. I hope I'm still audible. One of the most AI tools that I actually use is OneNote LM. So
Okay.
how do I use OneNote LM?
Notebook.
So at the institution that
Wait, is it Notebook LM? That's the one that Sylvester taught us about the other time.
Notebook LM.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, notebook. Yes. So at the institution that I am at, before we actually attend classes, lecturers give us recommended readings, a pack of recommended readings for the whole semester. So I use the AI tool to prepare for classes. So how do I use it? On weekend, if I know that on Monday I'll be attending this session, I take the readings that I'll be actually be using on that session. I read them. After I read them, I upload those readings on the AI tool, and then I ask the AI tool to create quizzes for me. That is for me to better know how is my understanding of the contents of it, and also actually to challenge myself. And then also one of the tools that I actually do, right? I actually start with those PDF using that AI tools. I put 3 concepts that I understand. I put 3 concepts that I'm feeling confused at, and then I also put 3 questions that I have on this. So that is one of the prompting tools that I actually use, so that those quizzes can be catered into those 3 different things: concepts that I understand, concepts that I clearly need clarity on, and the 3 questions that I would love to ask the author. So that prepares me. And then if I feel like that, then the AI tool didn't prepare me enough, then I then ask those questions in the lecture, in the class. Also, one of the prompting tools that I also use when I'm actually prompting the AI, be that it's an every lecture that lectures gives. It has a title, it has a subline. So I also put that subline, say that create those quizzes in align to this headline. For example, I'm doing curriculum studies. For example, if I'm looking at maybe, for example, in terms of assessment versus curriculum, the influence between the two, then I put that as a headline, and then I put those are the readings that I was actually looking at. Those are the 3 things that I understand, 3 things that I didn't understand, and 3 questions that I would like to ask the author, so that the author can be like that.
So you tell it the 3 things that you understood. You say to it, these are the 3 things that I understood. These are the 3 things that I didn't understand. You tell it.
Yes. So that even when I'm actually answering the quizzes, I can get motivated. At first, it's questions that are based on what I understand, to get motivated, and then there are harder questions. I'm trying to also make it to have like low order question, middle order question, and high order question kind of a thing. Because if I just ask it question, it's just gonna just generate questions. So I have to prompt it appropriately so that it can help me to learn.
That's good, because last week Pilot told us, 2 weeks ago, Pilot told us that you are as good as your last prompt. And what you are saying to us is that in using Notebook LM, you use Notebook LM, you put the papers that are prescribed for a particular lecture, you put them into there after reading them, right? You read it first, and then you put it on Notebook LM, and Notebook LM generates a synopsis and it generates quizzes for you. So it's questions to practice yourself before you go to class.
Yes.
And then you also tell it before it generates, you tell it the concepts that you understand, that you don't understand, the ones that you understand better, so that it can actually challenge you better. It's not just a useless exercise.
Yes, that's what I usually do.
So basically, when you get to the lecture hall, you are sort of ahead.
Yes, so I use that thing called the 24-hour rule. It's because I want it to, when I'm actually then preparing for exam, for example, when I was preparing for June exam, then what I do, I put past question papers, and then I ask you to actually compare the past question papers with the question that I've been doing with you. I also put my notes with there so that it can also get to know how am I thinking and so on. And also, before I go further, one of the things that I would also recommend be that whatever AI tool that you are using, please create a profile there so that it keeps on having that information of yours. It can be personalized. It can have a personalized kind of a thing.
That's important. Let's pause on that point and say, I don't know if people are getting you. So which means if I download Claude, don't just download it and leave it there. Put your name, your details. Don't put whatever. What you want it to do, you want your AI tool to get to know you. Because every time you ask it questions, like if you're preparing for lectures and so on, you keep asking it will know that this is Dimpi. And so it will get smarter about helping you. It will help you better because it knows you've done this, 2, 3, 4. Because sometimes people don't register on these tools because they say, hey, I don't want to give my name, I don't want to give my information. But actually, it's better that it knows you. And also, if it finds things about you online, it can tell you, right?
Yes, it does. For example, I also use AI tools for even like my other things. For example, I'm part of FBA. I also use it for my personal life. And then, for example, FBA, we do school visit, I put it. So even like it gets to understand me broader. To such an extent, one of the things I once tried, I once said to AI, to the AI tools, mostly ChatGPT, can you actually tell me about myself and actually tell me where can I improve myself? It told me academic-wise, FBA-wise, everything that I've been asking it put it into one, and then was able to create a weekly plan for me to say, understand the students and so on. It surprisingly, it even knows things that I asked it, but I forgot about it. But because I created a profile, they stay there.
Yeah. So create a profile, it will stay there and it will get to know you, and it might help you very much at some stage. It will know you beyond just being a curriculum studies student at VETS, then it knows that you are also chair of FBA. It knows that you also you are an Imbongi. And so it will, So Dimpi, you also are doing research. And this is one area where professors are also very worried, because students who are doing research degrees and they are writing their proposals and their theses, some of them are just asking ChatGPT to write chapters for them, a literature review chapter, for example, and whatever. And of course, if you're a professor, I can see if a student used an AI tool, or I know what to ask them to figure out that actually they haven't. But at the same time, I'm not anti-AI. I want them to use it wisely. I don't want it to use it to replace them. And so I want to know, how do you use it in your research? Because you are busy with your research at the moment. How do you use it in your research, not to replace you, but to help you become a better and efficient and a more impactful researcher?
Okay, thank you so much. So how do I use it? So I use it mostly to look for articles. For example, I'm doing my research is focusing on decolonizing curriculum. So
Yeah.
I mostly specifically on geography as a subject because I'm a
Yeah.
geography specialist. So I asked ChatGPT and all the and Claude, because I use ChatGPT and Claude when I'm looking for articles. I'll be like, ChatGPT, give me the most cited papers in this period of 5 years that on the topic of decolonizing curriculum,
Yeah.
specifically focused on geography. And then I also ask it, give me the most written articles that are talking about decolonizing curriculum. So it helps me, number one, to find me the most cited articles, because that is also important to consider when you're actually writing, so that you can get to understand what mostly other scholars are actually arguing about. And also, it helps me to get the most recent articles, because that is also important when you're actually doing a literature review. So that's one of the things that I actually use to get the recent articles, to also get the most cited articles. So it helps me to quickly find actually articles, and then I go through those articles, I read those articles, and also when I actually find out this article, I actually don't understand it. I'm struggling to understand it. One of the AI tools that I use is called SciSpace, whereby I can chat with the PDF. So actually, it's like I'm having a conversation with the author of that paper, but indirectly, because I upload that app. It shows two screen. It shows the article this side. It shows my question this side. So I ask this question: what do you mean by this? You understand? So what do you mean by this? And then the AI tool is gonna tell me, but it's also the article is here, and then it's showing me where it's taken on that article. So I get to read. But then it's like now being assisted by AI to say this thing that you're not understanding it. How about you look at it this way? And it's also here in this article. It's also referenced in this way. So all I'm trying to say is that one of the things that I can say I focus on mostly on is learning. You understand? In those AI tools, it's learning so that I can become better. And one of the things that I actually kind of love and it's actually helping me is in terms of actually even ensure that I always use it ethically, speak that I always ensure that I have right to recruit with my fellow research mates, whereby we even discuss those things. So that thing also helped me to also not to lose the human aspect of it, not to only use ChatGPT and other tools to actually have a conversation about those articles and so on and so forth. So I would say that the thing is use it to get the most recent articles. Use it to get the most recited articles. Use it to get the most impactful articles. It's actually helpful to actually quickly find those kind of articles.
It's fantastic.
And you can even compare the ones that were given by Claude and the one that were compared by ChatGPT, and say to ChatGPT, Claude gave me this. Why did you give me that?
Yes.
And then you say to Claude, ChatGPT gave me this. Why didn't you give me that? Sometimes it can even give you like the citation ratings to say that it's because those articles have been used mostly in academic related things and so on. It gives you even the ratings of those scholars to say, to also get to better understand. And sometimes it even tells you that even the theoretical framework that those authors are actually using is even quite actually different. So me, I focused on maybe, for example, they looked at decolonization in relation to indigenous knowledge system. Maybe those ones, they look at Western domination in terms of decolonization. So it also goes back to that. So it's like that.
Wow, that's interesting, because from what you are explaining, it seems to me that you have these AI tools as your research assistant.
Yes. But sometimes one of the things that I also do be that after I've completed a certain chapter, when I'm writing, I actually upload it on that particular AI tools I use. And then I ask it, what are the gaps that you can actually find here? And then what are the holes, you understand? And then I actually help, like I ask it to actually help me to assist me, so that even when I'm submitting to my supervisor, it's not a lot of work, it's easy work.
Yes.
It's like my assistant before I go to my senior assistant.
Yes. That's very clever, and I hope people who are students can get this, because in the past, when I was your age and doing postgrad studies, you can't hire a research assistant. You don't have money, as long as you are a student, to hire a research assistant. But now you have a research assistant in the name of an AI tool that, in fact, more than one. Like you say, you give Claude, Copilot, perhaps Perplexity, the same task to go and find readings, most cited papers. When they come, if they are different, you ask them, why haven't you given me this? Why have you given me that? Perhaps one tip I can give is that, AI will give you any article that's most cited. They give you Google articles, whatever, even if they are not a research article. So next time you prompt, just say, give me reviewed research, published research articles, so that it doesn't give you Google, like just articles in magazines and so on. But actually the way you are using it, it's spot on, because it saves you time. You don't have to spend time looking for the articles. You can just ask them, why didn't you give me this? And then Copilot will tell you, oh, I forgot. Or I didn't give you because the citations are this. That's why I didn't put it. So you are already also learning about why those articles are not included. It's a very smart way of using AI. Because you can even give it any description, because you can say most cited, or who are the top authors in this area, who are the top researchers in this area, and you can say in Africa or in South America or in the global south. If you are doing decoloniality, you want to see what are the global south scholars saying about this. You can say to yourself, first, today I just want to hear the global south scholars. You can tell them to give you readings that were published by the global south scholars. Then you can see, and then tomorrow you can focus on what the global north is saying. And then you can even start in your literature review, see, are they saying the same thing, or are they positioning the issue of decoloniality differently? Are they coming to it differently? Are they positioning differently? And it can make your literature review very rich, okay? I also like the other thing that you mentioned, Dimpi, is, you of course you mentioned it when you talked to you, it wasn't about research about your students. You talked about what you share with your friends, right? To make sure that what you end up producing is personal, so you compare notes with your friends and so on. You can even then, the AI tool becomes one of them, but there's an interaction with the real human beings. You are not cutting that off and just talking to the machines. You are talking to the machines as much as you're talking to humans, which is fantastic. But yeah, that's very helpful. Let me see what people are saying. Buipelo Malupe, I interviewed her 2 weeks ago. A very smart young woman, I love her. And she says, yo, Dimpiwe, you are a force. Never dim your light, never dim your energy. Dimpiwe, Buipelo says une aura. Basically, Buipelo says une aura. So keep that aura. But those of us who have experienced you know your aura. And look at Buipelo is feeling your aura over the screen and is affirming you on that. And then Linokutle says, please repeat the name, Dimpiwe. Is it a SciShow app? What is the app? They want to know the app. The app that you use, not Notebook LM, the other app that you use that gives you quizzes and so on and so forth. Which one is that? Is that
SciSpace.
Okay.
SCI space.
Yeah. Lindo Kuhle is SciSpace, like in science. So it's SCI space. So just look for it, SciSpace, because that's the one. It gives you quizzes, so it helps you to practice in terms of the article and so on. Let's see, that was Lindo Kuhle. Zukiswa is saying this is very informative. Wipilo says, when you use it for research, always check the source. Okay? I know that the ChatGPT 5 does give you the reference, does it?
Yes, it does. You can
Yeah.
even ask it.
It will, yeah. And Perplexity also gives you references. But if you're using any AI tool that doesn't give you the source, ask it for the source. Okay, thanks, Wipelo. Wipelo also says absolutely it has a better understanding of you and your preferences if you have uploaded your profile. Basically, it's talking to their point about the profile, uploading your profile. That's very useful. Wipelo, thank you very much, Wipelo, for your very valuable contribution. Wipelo says, I love the use of AI in this case. He's not relying on AI to do the work for him completely, but it's his study companion. Love it. Okay, so those students who, if you want to use it AI, use it ethically. You use it as your study companion, like Dimpi is doing. Amma is using it as a teaching companion. Okay, Amma is using it as a teaching companion. Maybe at some stage I can share with you some of the work that I did with the University of Baisaho University in Botswana, giving them examples also of how can you use AI as a lecturer in class. Okay, I want us also to talk about, we'll use in one of the sessions, we'll talk about ethical use of AI in your learning and teaching. We can hear Dimpi is doing that and Amma is doing that. Okay, let's see. All right, Sylvester says it was Lorian, you are as good as your last prompt. Yes, that's Lorian last week who said you are as good as your last prompt. And that's what you were saying. You give it clear prompts to even saying, this is what I understand, this is what I don't understand. So the people who are there, out there listening to us, I hope people learned a lot. Dimpi, thank you very much. But before I sign off, I want you to tell us how Cape Town has been. It's your first time in Cape Town, but you have flown
Indeed.
before. Amma said it was the first time that he was flying, but for you it was the first time in Cape Town. How has it been the past few days since you landed on Thursday?
First and foremost, I would love to say Cape Town is beautiful. It's so amazing. In an aura.
In an aura.
So like it has been amazing being welcomed by Prof at her house. Like it's so amazing. And I feel like a lot of things that I've also experienced in Cape Town, my colleague has actually explained them, but I want to explain the other things that I've personally also learned. One of the things I also learned being with Prof, because she said it that those that will win will get to ask her questions. So I kept that in mind. So I learned financial literacy with Prof, because I got to ask Prof how did she accumulated her assets, of which I won't reveal some of the things because they're personal to her. But she told me the art of saving. The art of saving. She also told me about differentiating between poor mindset and the rich mindset, and also Prof also told me about giving, and she also taught me how giving to her means, and it's also related to her belief. And I also got to understand that actually creating generational wealth, it's a mindset game. And Prof also told me that one of the basic things I can tell you, respect your money, it will respect you.
Yes.
And then also I got to learn that today when we were climbing the Table Mountain, that everyone in life has got his or her own race. What is important is to finish. And I want to say that the joy is in the journey of our becoming.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank you very much. Yeah?
It's been amazing.
In a
Yes.
nutshell, in a nutshell, what were you saying?
I was saying, in a nutshell, the joy is in the journey. So, and also just to reflect. So like when I was actually going in the Table Mountain, when we were hiking in the mountain, I realized that there were also other people that were hiking in the Table Mountain. Some of them, we found them on the way, some were passing us, and then as they passed us, some we even ended up passing them, because some were going on a high speed but couldn't get even to finish, and then we even ended up passing because we're going on our own pace. And then as we're actually still going up, some were going down. So I also got to realize that in life, people are doing a lot of different things. You just have to focus on your own
Yes.
lane. That's one of the things that is actually going to help you to achieve your dreams and goals, to actually make it to the top. Because I feel like that's one of the things, because I got to make it to the top because I just paid attention to my race. I just got to be strong in my race, focus on my own race, and don't mind what other people are doing, and not let myself to be influenced by them. Of course, I can look at them and reflect, but I must focus on my own race.
Yeah, fantastic. Well put, Dimpi. Every one of us has got our own journey. You've got your own journey. Don't be frazzled by other people's journeys. When they stop, when they run, because you don't know how far they are going. You know where you are going. And you know why you are on Table Mountain going up. I kept saying to you, each one to their own. It's your journey, it's your life. You decide how you carry it on. Some people run and they want to get there first. But it doesn't mean getting there first, you are the winner. No, not always like that. Some people get there first, but they end up being the loser. The winner is not always the one who gets there first. This is not athletics. This is life. Hiking is like life. So you take it at your own pace, and each one of us have got our own mountain to climb. Take it in your own stride, and you will get there. And Dimpi, thank you so much for being the ball of energy. I said to Amma that I hope you and him keep the brotherhood going. I have gained 2 sons in the 2 of you, and I wish you everything of the best. I hope one day when I'm 80 years old, I will look back and you will come and say, hey, Mama, I'm a professor now. Look at me, you know.
Indeed.
I sincerely
Indeed,
hope
Mama.
that, because you guys are thoughtful, you are focused. You know, nobody is a perfect human being. There's no perfect human being. But I'm grateful to God that He blessed my journey with people like yourselves, and I'm delighted that I've had the honor and privilege of hosting you at my house. And by the way, this is the last group of people that we are hosting at the House of Amani. I've sold my house. I bought another house, which is not too far from here, still in Cape Town. I'm not moving out of Cape Town. We bought another house in Cape Town, and we'll move there before the end of this year. But this is the last social that we are having, the last hosting that we are doing. We're going to have a wonderful dinner, and we will also have a wonderful fellowship dancing and enjoying fellowshipping with other young people. And it's a wonderful way to say goodbye to this building. We are moving. Mimi said we are moving with the name House of Amani. We're taking, the House of Amani is moving elsewhere, here in the west coast of Cape Town, because that's where we like to be. But thank you so much, Dimpi. All right.
Much love, Mama.
Good. So everyone who's joining us, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure for you to join us every Sunday. We really appreciate your presence. We'll be back again next week. You can see what we share. If you have anything to share, you think you have got expertise, slide into my DMs or make your comment on YouTube, and I'll get in contact, and then we can talk. But otherwise, I've got an interesting session next week where I'll be talking to someone who works with families, helping families to manage family chores, family responsibilities, groceries, homeworks, fetching children, and so on, using AI to manage all of that. And this person works with families. So if you are out there, you have a family, and you want to be one of the people who consults with this consultant, family consultant that I'm having next week, who's using AI, just slide into my DMs, let me know, and I'll be in contact with you so that she can contact you, give you a questionnaire, and then we can have a consultation online next week. It is not to out you or anything. It is to help everyone to learn how to make life more manageable using the AI tools that are available to us. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again next week. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see what we get up to tonight. As we have the dinner, you'll see who we invited, and you also see as we go into the entertainment center here at the House of Amani, who's there, what do we do, and whether I can do my piano dance or not. But in the meantime, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It always helps me. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, it helps me serve you better. Make suggestions if you have any. If you have any suggestions to make in terms of what you want me to cover, who do you want me to talk to, but subscribe and put notifications. Tell your friends to subscribe. Let's grow this community. You never know where it gets to. I've got lots of surprises for you in store before the end of this year, but we'll keep talking. Have a good week, and remember, your life is for you to shape, so don't outsource it to anyone. Love you lots. Have a good week. Bye-bye.